host of the Gridiron.
Mr. Burnsy here, right? Let's go over the defensive grades. After the Ravens ran roughshod over the New York Football Giants. Let's see what we have here. Good old Burnsy. I tell you what, I got to give him a lot of credit. Maybe not everybody will, but yeah, guy's been banged up. I mean, even in preseason or whatever, the guy's been just nothing but banged up. Always had a issue, groin, this or that. Always had something. Always going in there, toughening out. Always, right? Is always seeming to have a positive attitude and all that and everything, just playing week in and week out. He has 8 sacks, but I said he's a bunch of injuries. And, whatever we're paying, 28, 29 million, whatever it is. I mean, yeah. It'll always be, right? Well, you could have McKinney and Saquon, right? You have those two. McKinney leads the league in interceptions. Saquon leads the league, and I think he's going to rush for 37,000 yards this year, right? You got Brian Burns. It's always, a lot of times you always hear people talking about that or whatever, but those guys were not in the future, right? An edge rusher is more important, right? You don't need, of course, Saquon might wind up winning a Super Bowl this year, but you don't need a $15 million running back to win a Super Bowl. You don't. Go back, look at all the winning. Of course, they had really good quarterbacks, though. Go look back at all the running backs for however long, 10, 15, whatever. You don't need a super-duper running back, right? And Shane, he put values, right, on the players, the positions, and all that. And to go out and according to him, dishing out $17 million for a safety he did not want to do that. So it is what it is. But good old Burnsy, hopefully maybe, because I'm quite possibly we may not wind up bringing back Azeez Ojulari after this season's over with, unfortunately. But hopefully, Kayvon, I don't whatever. Once again, I don't know if he's banged up. That's why he's not playing super duper spectacular or whatever. But Barnsley's done a good job for us. All right. So speaking of Adoree Jackson and the fumble he caused, right? He leads the way. He was in there for 45 snaps, 87.3. And Elijah Chatman, huh? And look at Jordon Riley, Elijah Chatman, right? Up there. So Elijah Chatman was in there for 47 snaps, 68.6. And then Dane Belton, he was in there. We might have lost Newman, but Belton picked up for him, right? Unfortunately, Belton was also on the field when we got torched all those times for the touchdowns, but is what it is. So Dane Belton, 59 snaps, 63.4. It also goes to show you, we had more plays, right? Well, we had, 50 pass plays, 18, we had 68 plays. It looks like, I guess, just according to this, it looks like the Ravens had 59 plays, but I think we had the ball longer and we ran more plays. But, of course, it doesn't do you any good when the Ravens are much more efficient. They're just deadly with the ball, right? I said Jordon Riley was in there for 35 snaps, 61.2. Patrick Johnson just in there for 2 snaps, 60.3. Darius Muasau, right? 59 snaps. You notice we didn't have a big variety of guys in there. We kept pretty much the same guys in there all game long. So Muasau, 59 total snaps, 59.1. Cory Durden, nose tackle, 17 snaps, 57.4. Tomon Fox was in there for 27 snaps, 51. Greg Stroman Jr. was in there for 54 snaps, 50.8. So you'll notice here some of these coverage grades here, right? 42 with 27, 27, right? Not very good. Not very good at all. Elijah Garcia, 22 snaps, 49.4. Casey Rogers was in there for 12 snaps, 47.8. Bernsey was in there for 37 snaps, 44.1. But you'll notice he had 5 pressures. He had a sack. He had 4 hurries. Right? His tackle wasn't good. Apparently, he missed a couple tackles. Now, that could have been on Lamar Jackson. Who knows, right? But once again, the Giants, absolutely horrible. According to PFF, it's all going by her. 14 missed tackles. Absolutely horrible. That's horrible. I mean, 5, 6, 7 or so, that's acceptable. 14, that's horrible. Absolutely horrible. The Giants tackling all season long has been absolute atrocious. Micah McFadden was in there for 59 snaps, 43.4. Art Green was in there for 32 snaps at cornerback, 39.1. Kayvon was in there 52 snaps, 34.2. I'm not sure where these 2 pressures came from. He had 2 hurries. I don't know. I mean, maybe he got them right at the end, but apparently this one assisted tackle he had, the only tackle he had, one assisted tackle came with 11 minutes to go in the game. It's like, I said, I don't know if he's that banged up or what. I don't know. But, boy, he was MIA. Let me tell you what. MIA. He played so much better 2 years ago. Remember when we knocked the ball out, right, at the end of Lamar's hand, and we recovered the fumble and all that? Remember that, right? Played so much better 2 years ago. I don't know. He had a good year last year. Not so good this year. And I don't know if it's the defensive coordinators got changed. That had something to do with it. Who knows? Isaiah Simmons was in there for 31 snaps, 27.3. And Jason Pinnock, 59 snaps, graded out 26.9 overall. I mean, so you notice, obviously some guys had some good grades, but you also notice that, some the secondary, a lot of the coverage grades and all were just not good. I mean, it goes to show you. I mean, the Giants need, their starters. Their regular starters don't do too bad, but when you start putting, if you put one backup in there, okay. But you notice, I mean, I said, Phillips, no Flott, no Newbin, no it's just, the whole secondary is pretty MIA. What we really could use also, there's a bunch of things obviously we could use, but also this off season, if we can get easier said than done, we get ourselves another good cornerback, that would really be huge, because I'm not sure. I have to see what Banks. Not sure if he's a cornerback number 1 going forward or not. Flott's had a very good year, but he always seems, once again, he's injured. He's just so thin, frail. He has had a good season, but just injury prone. Really, really injury prone. And once again, so, I mean, but then again, Giants need a lot. It seems like I'm a broken record every year saying the same thing. Giants need a lot.